Joe, how much did English cricket need that tonight?
That was a very positive result for us. Obviously, at halfway stage we were up against it, but the fact that we can pull performances like that out with the bat will give us a lot of confidence going into the rest of this group stages and hopefully further on in the tournament as well.
Did you think you had a chance at the halfway stage? What was the thinking at that point?
You always got a chance in this format of the game, and with the players we've got in that dressing room, the depth in our batting, we always knew that if we got off to a good start, which we did, we were more than capable of winning that game. And without that start, it would have been very difficult. The guys up front were fantastic. We got us ahead of the game straight away, and it made life in the middle overs a little bit easier because we had a bit of breathing space if things didn't quite go to plan. And I thought the guys kept very calm under pressure and managed to hold the nerve, which in this format, in this environment, is giving us a lot of confidence for the rest of it.
Joe, that's the second highest T20 chase, not just international cricket, all 2020 cricket around the world. How much of an achievement is that for this young side?
Yeah, it's massive. As I said, it's filling us with confidence now, and the best thing about it today really is it wasn't a complete performance. We didn't play at our absolute best, and we can still win a game of cricket chasing down a score like that. So that will give everyone in the squad massive confidence going forward, regardless whether it's bat or the ball. And hopefully that can give us a bit of momentum now to go through the rest of this group stage.
And you had it seemed like a long pep talk with Mo when you got out. What did you say to Mo?
I just said stay calm. Just remember you've got more time than you think, and that in this format of the game, the bowler's under more pressure than you are. So just stay nice and relaxed. And thankfully he managed to get us across the line.
Joe, I know the team performance and the team result is always the most important thing, but for you personally, was that just about the best performance you've put in a coloured shirt for England?
Yeah, in this format of the game, definitely. And to do it in a World Cup is very special, personally, for me. But there's no better feeling than winning a game of cricket when you're up against it. And more than anything, I can't wait to get back in the dressing room and celebrate with the rest of the boys.
I'd make the choice as the last one for me then. For you as well, does it kind of, when you play an innings like that, does it almost expand in your own mind what you think is possible from your own game and what's possible out there in this format?
Look, I think you just got to take it game by game. I know it's a boring response, but when we get to Delhi, it'd be completely different conditions, different surface, and we'll have to adapt. And all we can do now is make sure that we keep the momentum and keep looking to win games of cricket, because if you get one bad result from now on, it could be us out of the tournament, and we've got to make sure that we're right on it come the next game, first over, whatever we're doing.
After the start of the draw, there was a 3-over Pakistan spinning bowling when you gave me 14 runs. How much of a factor do you think your spinners were in the eventual result?
Yeah, and they've been crucial for our success for a number of months now, and they're developing all the time. They're gaining experience all the time, and they're a big threat across one-day cricket and 2020 cricket. So that'll give them a lot of confidence to be able to take that forward into the next group game, and I'm sure seeing that batting performance as well, knowing that we can chase a score like that down, that'll fill them with confidence as well.
Joe, they always say that you need such performances to ignite your tournament, ignite your campaign. How much does this performance ignite England's fortune in this World T20?
Sorry, mate, can you just repeat that?
No, they say you need such scintillating performances to ignite your campaign. So how much do you think that this performance will ignite England for the future?
Yeah, it's filled us with, as I said, it's filled us with confidence. It's about now getting to Delhi, assessing everything and going again and making sure that we learn the lessons from this game, and the stuff that we didn't get wrong we try and put right, and we're right on it from the first ball.
You scored pretty much 2 ball in your innings without ever going to kind of overhit or swap it like. What's the secret to skill of scoring quickly in that way?
Getting off to a good start. The guys, you go out there and you don't feel under as much pressure because you know that if things don't go wrong. Yeah, but that's what I mean. You get up to that start and you can just go and play and just sort of back your natural instinct, and knowing that previously the bowlers have gone at 20 and over, they know that they're under pressure as well, and they're going to try and drag it back. And they may have gone away from, I don't know, but they may have gone away from their plans, and it meant that we could, we could build partnerships. And when you've got guys at the other end like Joss who have done special things in the shorter format of the game, and they're talking you through it all the time and they're keeping you calm, it makes it a lot easier. To have Morgs, Joss, those guys who've played a lot of 2020 cricket around these young talented players that we've got in the squad, it helps them develop and it helps take the pressure off them, and they certainly help me. I've not played masses amount of this format, and to have those guys around me, it just makes it a hell of a lot easier.
Tough night for bowlers in the second time in 3 days. Is that a cause for concern?
Well, I mean, tough night for all bowlers. It was a great wicket. You came across some guys in good form on both sides. So, look, there'll be lessons to be learnt, and we know that as a squad that we're always wanting to improve and get better. And I'm sure the guys, when they get to Delhi, they'll assess the conditions there and make sure that they've got plans in place to perform well in whatever surfaces we come up against.
Joe, you played a very serene innings on Wednesday in what, on the face of it, looked like a pretty decent team total until Chris Gale came along. I mean, how valuable was it to, A, get the sizer of the wicket then, and also to see what was really possible from what he did?
Yeah, and I think that more than anything, that his innings showed us that anything's possible in these conditions on a wicket like that. And knowing that you've got so much strength in your batting behind you also gives you a bit more confidence and a bit more license, if you like, to be a bit more experimental and a bit more risky. And thankfully it all came off today and we managed to get across the line. And as I said, hopefully we can take a lot of confidence from this, build on it and keep performing well.
Joe, heading into such a tall chase like the one that you embarked upon, what was the reference point really that you had when you set out on a chase, and did Moggs come up with a Churchillian speech perhaps at the mid-innings break?
Not really. He just said, just go out and play, lads, and just keep believing that we can do something special tonight. And that's a talented group of players that are capable of special things. They've proved that tonight. It's about being consistent now throughout the rest of this group stage, building on this performance and hopefully going further in this competition.
Why did you...
Cheers.
Hello. I'm alright, how are you? Hello.
JP, are you aware that Faf said yesterday that they've scored 200? That he's played in games here that they've scored 230 and lost. I mean, is that something that you would have ever thought that could have happened today?
No, I mean, we definitely would have backed ourselves, defending 229. But you got to give credit where credit is due. Yes, we didn't bowl as well as we would have liked, but they batted outstandingly, especially that first 6 overs, put us on the back foot from ball one. Yes, we sort of recovered a little bit in the middle, but on a field like this and a wicket that we played on, when you're getting the asking rate under 10, it's a tough one to defend. So yeah, unfortunately we let ourselves down also from an extras point of view, too many wides and so forth. So it's something we have to look at, but there's a lot of positives to take out of it, especially from a batting point of view. Yes, there's room for improvement from a bowling point of view. But we got to move on to the next game. It's a quick turnaround for us. Afghanistan coming Sunday. We got to make sure that we prepare well for them.
JP, was the dew as big a factor as it's been made out to be? Frankly, would you attribute that as the biggest reason why your bowlers were all over the shop?
No, not at all. We expected it to be actually a little bit worse, but the groundsman actually mentioned to us before the game started that there was a bit of a breeze throughout the day, so you didn't expect it to be too bad. So look, we can't look for excuses. We know that, it lies with us. We unfortunately made the errors, and we have to take responsibility for that, and rectify that, for the next game.
JP, how do you rate Joe Root's innings in terms of a calm head, chasing down sort of like that?
Yeah, he's had a formidable summer. Going back to playing us in South Africa, he's definitely been the man in form in all formats. But he's always had that sort of demeanour about him, a calm head, assessing the situation pretty well, and he's sort of been the anchor in their team no matter what format. And today he paced his innings pretty well. I'm sure if you had asked him, he would like to have finished it towards the end. But congrats to him, he played pretty well.
When your premier fast bowler comes on to bowl and goes to 23 in the second over the day, what kind of effect does that have on everyone else?
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, it definitely put us on the back foot. But it's not only the fact that he went for 23. I think if you look at the entire power play period, we were under the pump. Everybody that came on went for a few. And yes, I think the upside to the power play is actually that we got 3 wickets, which sort of evened it out a little bit. But unfortunately, again, like I said, the extras probably let us down too much. And that's something we're going to have to look at.
JP, it's been quite a gradual process this season, but you played one of your better innings this season. Are you feeling that the groove is back? And is it the same with the bowling, that it's now just baby steps to regain that confidence as well?
I like that, baby steps. Yeah, I'll obviously take a lot of confidence out of today's game with bat and ball. But it's just the start, It's a long way to go in this tournament, and we obviously as a team now under the pump, and we have to pretty much win every game. So individual performances are key, yes. But at the end of the day, it's about the results that we put out in the field, from a team perspective, and that's the main focus.
Maybe as a bowling team, on such flat tracks, because you're going to get.
Look, I think the plans were always there. It unfortunately comes down to execution. Our execution wasn't up to scratch today, and as I said, that's something we're going to have to really look at. And is there something that we need to do differently? Is there something that we need to do differently in our thinking, especially that we're playing on this venue again? But unfortunately, it just comes down to execution. The plans were always there. We've had some good preparation in terms of our skills and, video analysis in terms of who we're going to be up against. So, on come Sunday, we're going to need to make sure that our execution is better.
In the last World T20, you also lost your opening game, but you managed to get through to the semi-final.
Yeah.
Is that something that you guys will take, a similar group of players will take confidence that they have done it before?
Yeah, look, it's by no means are we out of the tournament. We understand that there's a lot more pressure on us now to make sure that we win pretty much every game. But it's been done before, like you said. And yeah, I guess we'll take a little bit of confidence out of that. But, at the end of the day, it's about there are going to be different opposition. And so it's not the similar sort of opposition that we faced in 2014. And, it's how we perform on the day. And understanding that we need to assess the conditions. The conditions might be different. We've seen in Nagpur that it's a little bit slower, so preparing according to that, and just making sure that our preparation is on par and give ourselves the best chance.
With the last three,
Your last 2 games after scoring 230, is there a lesson to be learnt?
Yeah, we'll definitely need to take the lessons out of it, and we need to take responsibility for that as a bowling group. And it's not only the seamers. As a spinner, we need to make sure and try and see where we can improve. But yeah, it's always nice to be scoring that amount of runs, but we got to find ways to defend it.
JP, it's turning out to be a kind of bizarre World 2020. The Nagpur did not see even 200 runs, and today we saw 460 or something. Going forward, you think it will be difficult for the teams to adjust to the pitches and conditions in India?
I don't think it'll be difficult. I think we need to be aware of what we're going to be facing. We've pretty much everyone has played in India a number of years now, so we understand the different sort of surfaces that we might face in different venues. Everyone's pretty much played at every venue because of IPL, so we know we're going to need to adapt as quickly as possible, and I think the team that adjusts and adapts the best is probably going to come out trumps.
JP, going forward on a surface like this, would you probably prefer the insurance of an extra spinner? And what's the role of, and how's Pagiso shaping really with his remodeled action? Is he good to go now?
Yeah, he's definitely good to go. But unfortunately, I'm not a selector, so I'm not sure what the right way to go is on a surface like this. Look, if you look at the game, the surface didn't deteriorate too much. It was actually a pretty good batting wicket. Didn't take too much turn. So whether playing an extra spinner is the way to go, I'm not sure. But we'll definitely consider it, I'm sure.